As of the time of recording of this video, it is the New Year, so Happy New Year! As we roll into 2025 with good vibes, let's take a look back at 2024 and the 4 concerts I have been to. Ever since the pandemic in 2020 and 21 halted plans for large gatherings, concerts become the buzzword due to the massive resurgence in 2023. From popular headliners like Taylor Swift to small acts like Big Time Rush, wherever you go, you will always find entertainment in a concert. As 2024 is coming to a close, I am going to rank the 4 concerts that I've been to from my least favorite to my most favorite. Now just to clarify, when I mean least favorite, it doesn't mean that the concert is bad. It's just decent, but not the best. Who's going to take the crown for the best concert I've seen? We're about to find out. However, before we begin the ranking, we need to apply some ground rules. First, concerts in which I tailgate at are obviously not listed. When you tailgate, you're simply just listening to the performer from outside the venue and you're not able to see the performance. As such, concert tailgating will be omitted for a fair ranking. Secondly, this is a 100% unbiased ranking. The popularity of the performer does not determine the final ranking. I determine the rankings in these categories: audience participation, the set list, and concert atmosphere. Furthermore, outside factors such as fan events and marketing are omitted for consideration, thus allowing a fair ranking. With the ground rules applied, let's jump right in. Coming in at number 4 is Big Time Rush and their Australia and Asia tour. Unpopular opinion, I never grew up with Big Time Rush when I was a kid. I only know them because of this one YouTuber, Plainaround124, and his Forever Tour vlog from 2022. This is Big Time Rush's first concert in Singapore. Back then, they had tour dates for mostly the United States and a few Latin American countries. As such, this was the first time that Singapore got to see the boy band live. I was expecting some empty seats in the theater because I assumed that the BTR fanbase is not as big in Singapore compared to the United States. I assume. However, my assumption is just ass. As I arrived at the theater venue, there was a huge turnout of fans excited to see Big Time Rush for the first time. It's evident by the screaming crowd when the members of BTR asked if they had previously watched the TV show. As for the concert experience, it was decently solid. Hearing their songs performed live for the first time in decades was an absolute treat as a rusher. Yes, BTR's fanbase is indeed called rushers. To describe the atmosphere, Big Time Rush is known for their energetic songs, especially the fact that most of their songs in the setlist are from their Nickelodeon era. However, there's not much to say here. It's just a Big Time Rush concert. There were no surprises such as the addition of cover songs, like kinda what they had with the Forever Tour and the Can't Get Enough Tour. You would expect them to perform cover songs during the acoustic session, but newsflash, they don't. Not even the opening act could do the same because turns out, there is no opening act. Am I saying that the concert is bad? Absolutely not. BTR songs are mostly bangers, and that's coming from a rusher like me. But if I have to play both sides, although the general audience would not know about Big Time Rush, at least they can still enjoy it because the songs are catchy. Either way, you're gonna have a big night. A Big Time Rush reference. One Republic beats Big Time Rush by a slight edge, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. For starters, I grew up with One Republic when I was a kid. Back then, Counting Stars was the shit in 2014, and everybody I knew was bopping. Fast forward a decade later, it was announced that One Republic will be performing on the first night of the Formula 1 Singapore Grand Prix in 2024. Thankfully, I had the night 1 ticket to not only watch the adrenaline-pumping race, but also to catch One Republic live. You can definitely tell that it has been a decade of waiting until I get to see the band perform live since being introduced to them in 2014. The atmosphere is almost similar to Big Time Rush, but the reason why One Republic is slightly better is the addition of cover songs. You see, frontman Ryan Tedder co-writes songs for other popular artists such as Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Maroon 5, and most recently, Tate McRae. With the addition of the cover songs performed on piano, there's this sense of variety because almost everybody already knew the songs featured in the cover segment. In addition, you get to learn more about Mr. Tedder's co-writing prowess. Nostalgia aside, One Republic is another energetic concert much like Big Time Rush, but the addition of cover songs make the experience better by an inch compared to BTR's. Now we're down to 2 concerts, Coldplay and Taylor Swift, the 2 juggernauts in a battle to be crowned as my best concert of 2024. Taylor has advanced stage technology and brand recognition. Coldplay has bright colors and in-event activities. It's literally hard to choose which concert is better because both of them are amazing, as in 10 out of 10 amazing. However, I ultimately have to go for... Please don't kill me for this one. I know there's gonna be a lot of Swifties in the comments, but I have to put Taylor Swift The Eras Tour on number 2. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing concert, arguably the best Taylor Swift concert to date. However, as I've stated before, this is purely an unbiased ranking. I like Tay-Tay more than Coldplay. That rhymes. But that doesn't mean I can put The Eras Tour on number 1. Otherwise, that will be considered as a biased ranking. But I digress. To begin with, I praise the advanced technology utilized throughout the entire concert. The screens on the stage and the platforms create a detailed visualization of each era, thus creating an immersive atmosphere. Furthermore, there are practical set pieces in select songs such as the folklore cabin, the glass cages from Look What You Made Me Do, and the lavender clouds from, you guessed it, Lavender Haze. Now let's get into the elephant in the room, the surprise songs. Each night, Taylor will play a random set of songs, with at least one on the guitar and one on the piano. In some nights, she adds more than one song to form a medley. Hence, this allows each night to be unique from one another. Now you might be thinking, why did you rank the Eras Tour on number 2 when you talk about the good shit? Well, if you can recall from the ground rules at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that audience participation is one of the factors that can determine the final ranking. Unfortunately, the Eras Tour has little audience participation. Sure, Swifties do sing along whenever Taylor performs, but that's about it. In fact, the only time that Taylor interacts with the fans is during the 2022 performance, when she picks a random fan near the stage to receive the hat. I can understand why Taylor wanted her show to have less audience participation, because imagine if you're a performer and your songs are breaking the charts. You're embarking on a blockbuster tour globally and you're expecting your fans to fully occupy the venue. Little did you know is that some of your fans could be, I don't know, trolls or haters in disguise. Therefore, she has a right to keep audience participation at a bare minimum for her security. Doesn't make it better though. All in all, the Eras Tour is considered as the best Taylor Swift concert to date, and if Taylor continues touring again, I don't think we'll ever see a future concert from her like this. That's what makes the Eras Tour a one of a kind. So, who's gonna take number 1? Coldplay, Music of the Spheres World Tour, in my opinion at least, takes the crown for the best concert I've been to in 2024 by just an edge. For starters, Music of the Spheres Tour is the first concert from Coldplay in a very long time since A Head Full of Dreams tour. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Featuring new songs from their latest album at the time, Music of the Spheres. Duh. Why do I think Coldplay takes the crown? Because it excelled in the set list and audience participation. First of all, let's talk about the set list. In my opinion, I believe that this is no ordinary set list. I believe that Coldplay arranged their songs in a specific order to create something that no other concert that I've been to can replicate. A narrative. When you go through the set list from start to finish, you will begin to wonder, what is the hidden narrative or story behind the Music of the Spheres tour? It's like you're watching a space adventure movie featuring Coldplay, but this time you're in the movie because of the set list's immersion. Furthermore, some songs such as The Scientist, Yellow, and Fix You hit you emotionally at the right moments, thus contributing to how impactful the hidden lore can be. Aside from the narrative like setlist, Coldplay is not afraid to allow audience participation in their show. During their surprise song segment, Chris Martin invited a few random fans on stage to sing along with him. In my case, it's Magic. Now let's talk about Magic for just a second. I was a kid in 2014 and I was tuning into MTV. At one point, the music video of Magic started playing and I was introduced to the band. As such, Magic is considered my first song from Coldplay, and having it performed live a decade later brings me nostalgia. Later in the concert, Chris Martin played on the piano while the camera focuses on random fans, and he'll perform an unscripted song describing the fans' appearance. For example, if you're wearing a Sesame Street t-shirt, Chris Martin will undoubtedly mention Sesame Street. Humorous, I know. Finally, what's a Coldplay concert without some fun activities? As part of their mission in sustainability, kinetic dance floors and workout bicycles are present in the concert venue, allowing fans to provide energy to the concert while grooving to the music at the same time. In conclusion, Music of the Spheres World Tour defines not only deep concert immersion, but also pushing the limits by leaning towards sustainable practices while running the show. That is why Coldplay takes the crown for the best concert I've been to in 2024, and I'm going to end off the list with this.
Know your place, mother!
And that, my friends, concludes the 2024 Concert Quadrilogy ranking. Honestly, I'm glad we've come so far in 2024, as it is the biggest year of concerts in a very long time, with 4 of the largest headliners in 4 consecutive months. As I look back at 2024, I know we will miss the days of enjoying our favorite artists perform live and hard partying. As we have reached 2025, we will never see a huge line of concerts compared to last year, but maybe it is for the best since most of us are now exhausted from concerts. However, if I had to be optimistic, my most anticipated concert in 2025 will be Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet Tour. She previously performed as an opener to Taylor's Eras Tour last year, but I think 2025 is the perfect opportunity for Sabrina to take the spotlight and headline her tour in Singapore. But what do you guys think? What are your favorite concerts of 2024? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this ranking, do give it a like and also subscribe to my channel for more content. Now if you excuse me, we need the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. Thanks for watching.